Oh my god, I'm so hyped right now. I just met a brony face to face in a comic book shop near where I live. You have no idea how epic that is. Hoof bump! Okay, I know I have this unwritten rule to never watch or download pirated movies because we all need to support our film and television industries, even though all episodes of MLP I watch on YouTube anyway. Wait, isn't that piracy too? Oh well, regardless, this time I just couldn't resist. I gave in to temptation. What? I'm only human. Oh, wait, shouldn't I be human for this? I mean, it's a movie about a pony going to the human world and becoming human. This makes no sense. Make me human again. Don't you quote Discord at me and think I'm going to give in. Curse my inner Pegasus sister. You who is sinless cast the first YouTube comment. I'm Mad Munchkin, and this is my review for the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic spin-off, Equestria Girls. Love that. So I'll start off by saying this. Equestria Girls, it's not bad, it's not good either. I really don't see why it was given a theatrical release. A straight-to-DVD release would have been fine, but then I'm just saying that because it was never released in theatres here, and I had to watch a pirated version of it, which I don't condone at all. So, we're barely 5 minutes into this bloody thing, and we already have an inconsistency within the movie and the show. But let's face it, that's what most of the fans of MLP will be looking for. I mean, okay, Twilight is able to fly flawlessly at the end of Magical Mystery Cure at the end of Season 3, where this movie is continuing from, and yet, here she can barely get off the ground without crashing down pathetically. First of all, she flew at the end of a musical number, and most things that happen during those things are never mentioned again. So in my opinion, this inconsistency doesn't matter. I mean, I know this is simply a visual aid to tell us that Twilight is feeling awkward of all of her new responsibilities, but did we really need to have the wings be an inconvenience or an almost blatant disability symbolizing this uncomfortable feeling of the new responsibilities on her shoulders? I don't think so. Speaking of things that are never mentioned after they happen, Did Pinkie Pie just reference Transformers? I think I just had a nerdgasm. So we see the main six are in the Crystal Empire ruled by Princess Cadance. This is where Twilight is attending her first Princess Summit, which never actually happens in the movie. The main six walk into the throne room to greet the three royal princesses, Princess Luna, Princess Cadance, and Princess Exposition. What follows is just amazing. But to save time, I've summed up this scene like this. Hi guys! Go to bed! Okay, bye guys! Completely pointless scene! Enough with the common courtesies of greeting the royal host, we've got plot and exposition to get through here. So we see Twilight Sparkle is getting to grips with being a princess physically, emotionally and mentally. The crown now represents more than just the elements of harmony, but is now heavier than ever, as it symbolises her new responsibilities and she contemplates whether or not she is ready for this sort of leadership. Hi there, Twilight. Mad Munchkin here. Big fan. Big fan. I have a question for you. Were you sleeping through the entire first 3 seasons of MLP? Have all those lessons you learned just fluttered out of your mind altogether? Did Princess Exposition's reassurance of you having the potential of being a great leader not sink in at all? I am insane. Yeah, gathered that, you freak. Look out, it's the plot! A mysterious hooded figure sneaks into Twilight's room as she sleeps and replaces Twilight's crown with an identical one that I can only assume is powerless. Twilight chases the hooded figure through the halls of the palace to the mirror. The crown is knocked out of the thief's hooves and flies into the mirror, quickly followed by the thief herself. After this incident, we need some vital exposition. Princess Luna first explains exactly what the mirror is. It is a portal to another world that opens temporarily for 3 days during the full moon. I guess it's like Equestria's menstruation cycle. Twilight is given the mission to retrieve the crown, as without it the other elements are powerless, and Equestria is without one of its most powerful means of defence. So after it's explained what is at stake, Twilight is now full of determination to get back her crown for the sake of Equestria and its inhabitants. It's not until Twilight is in the other world that this movie really gets going. But even saying that, let's face it, most of the people watching this are fans of this show. This movie is full of gags and references to episodes of MLP. For someone who's never seen an episode, does this movie have anything to offer them? Is this movie a good introduction to MLP? I know it's a spin-off movie and its purpose isn't to reel in more fans for MLP, but to rather start a sister franchise. But the reason I fell in love with MLP in the first place was for its clever humour, its awesome animation, the memorable characters and the excellent writing. So what the hell happened here? Don't get me wrong, the humour is great, the animation is consistent with the quality of MLP, but unless you are already a fan of MLP, this movie will mean nothing to you. So the writing suffers a lot here because of that. I'm not saying it's bad writing, it just could have been handled better. You know, after seeing the trailer for this movie, like most fans of MLP, I was really concerned. Watch my thoughts on the Equestria Girls trailer here. I generally cannot stand high school movies, and most animated movies and shows based in a high school tend to suck. Please note, I said most, not all. The designs of the human counterparts are well, they work in the sense that they're instantly recognisable, but the problem I have is that they are all, and not just the 5 we meet, but all the characters are the same design and animation assets with different clothes and hair slapped on. But then, what else is new? Twilight's design is adorable, and the way she is animated as she gets used to her new form is hilarious. I know there have been many fanfics of ponies coming to our world and vice versa, and the way that this is handled in this movie is more or less perfect. Was it the plot that kept me watching this movie? No. It was seeing my favourite characters as humans. The best moment in the movie for me is when Twilight is trying to get some crackers out of a vending machine. She has no idea how the world works and no idea how a vending machine works or what a vending machine actually is. She's used to being the one with all the answers and all the solutions to any problem anyone else has. I cheered when I saw Trixie, but cheered even more because Trixie has finally beaten Twilight, and it was with completing a mundane task, like putting money in a vending machine. This moment alone is worth the watch, and it's a real shame we don't see Trixie again. It was a real highlight of the show for me. She is the most focused character out of the whole show to me. She holds this movie up, so what the hell happened with the other 5? Even my love for Pinkie Pie was shaking here. This humanized version of Pinkie Pie felt more like a shadow of the real Pinkie. I mean, I know tonal-wise they couldn't have this Pinkie do the same crazy antics in this world. It just wouldn't make any sense. Don't you dare use that oh, never mind. Rarity is a character I have always loved. The implied romance between Spike and Rarity throughout the series of MLP is very one-sided, and here we see Rarity actually return Spike's affections. Ironically, here he is unable to return them. Yeah, that's right, you two. Run along and have an interspecies relationship. What the hell? Did I just reference bestiality? This is a family show, for God's sake. Keep it clean. Oh, who am I kidding? We're all thinking it. Oh my god, where do I start with this character? This spin-off being aimed for the teenage demographic and being set in a high school though had to have this element since it is kind of an inevitability. I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is that the character Flash Sentry is a character that is purely there for the convenience of the plot. He's the one that clears Twilight's name, but apart from that, what else does he do? Apart from play a magical guitar that works when it's not amped up. But let's face it, that's been done over and over in animation. Another problem I have with this character is the fact that Twilight is clearly attracted to him, and it is even mentioned at the end of the movie when she meets the pony counterparts that she has a crush on him. It has been confirmed that he will not appear in season 4, so he was a pointless character who was purely there for the convenience of the plot. He's so bland, boring and pointless that I swear I yawned every time he was on screen. So, jumping over a drawn out story straight to the climax, purely because I hate makeover scenes. Climax time! Sunset Shimmer succeeds in getting the crown after a game of keep away. And here we have my fave moment of the movie ever. Seriously, this moment is so badass. Well, apart from the scene with Trixie and the vending machine, of course. Sunset Shimmer puts on the crown and suddenly she is overwhelmed with power and she shows an instant expression of regret. To me, this looks like she is being possessed by another being. And you know how much I love characters being psychologically traumatized. And then we are let down with one of the lamest designs of a demonic villainess I have ever seen. Also, it is clear she is still clearly in control of her mind and is completely mad with power. I usually love transformation scenes, and the animation on this one was top notch. So, Sunset Shimmer is defeated by the old plot device throughout MLP. Friendship is everywhere! Ha! So, that was Equestria Girls. Final thoughts? Although the movie isn't bad per se, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but there were so many problems with it that they overshadowed everything that was right with it. That being said, I only noticed them because I am a huge fan of MLP. That aside, is this worth the watch? If you're not a fan of MLP, then I wouldn't bother. Like I said, this movie is made for fans of MLP. It is full of so many cameos that it would take several viewings to see them all. But even saying that, fans of the show will love it for the cameos, but find the plot difficult to swallow. Okay, I am seriously sick and tired of being a pony. I have finished the review. Now turn me back into a human, or so help me, I'm going to break the fourth wall, literally!